Hello everyone, it's me Pavlo, and today we'll be talking about really interesting earphones. It's Simgot EA1000, or they called it Fermat's last theorem. I won't be going deep into the history of Fermat, his minor theorem that is used in calculus, and his great theorem that was proved a few years ago. But what is important here, it's interesting earphones that uses dynamic driver, really sophisticated one created by Simgot in-house. They use some really complex diaphragm, dual acoustic chamber, dual magnet system, and so on. If you're interested in technical details, of course, I will add link to the description so you can go and check it out. But in general, what for us it's more interesting that it's dynamic driver, and also it uses passive radiator, passive acoustic radiator, so it promises really interesting low frequencies and maybe other parts of sonic spectrum too. It's not super affordable model, its price is $220, but in terms of specs it's really promising, and of course we're getting superb design, great package, accessories, and so on. So basically everything that we can expect from Simgot we're getting here, so let's have a closer look. So let's do unboxing. As you can see, package is nice, really good polygraphy, color design. I like this foiling. As usual, on the back side you can see the impact of filters, the description, and also we having technical specifications here. Not super readable font, a bit small, but let's see, impedance 16 plus minus 15% ohms and 127 decibels per volt RMS. Not super sensitive, not too tough to drive. Of course, it would be better to have like 20 to 32 ohms of impedance, but 16 is still pretty okay for modern load. Inside we're getting really nice package. Just check out how they implemented this inlet part. So we can pull it out. Here is some, actually they even put the formula of this theorem. I'm not sure was it last, but it definitely was the greatest. And let's gently shake everything out, or not so gently. I don't want to take a lot of time for the unboxing. So we're getting earphones themselves. Yep, they are beautiful, but we'll admire their beauty a bit later. So accessories here, some rubber rings for spare filters, two set of tips. Even here they used not paper but some kind of probably plastic, so definitely attention to the details. Then storage box. Let's try to open it without damaging this cardboard box too much. I'm not really good with that. So Simgot motto, I really like it. As a fan of science, I support them here. So nice convenient storage box, cable, and another box with accessories. I really hope that I will be able to connect everything back again, to put everything back in the box again. And in that thick layer of foam we're getting spare screw tips, and also here is nice metal plate to hold these filters. So accessories and packaging is superb. Design is also fantastic. Of course, this mirror-like polished metal looks great, but at the same time, of course, it gathers fingerprints, and also it will be really complicated for me to make some good photos of these earpieces, but it's more of my problem. But in my opinion, they look really stunning. So they labeled Firma on both earpieces and the company's logo. Not sure if camera will show, but faceplate has really complicated ornament on the back side, and then company's logo, and thanks to this glass part it looks like really three-dimensional. I really like that they are a bit heavier than usual. I enjoy this feeling, this sense of metal. Also, you can see that spout has about average length or even shorter than average, but thanks to the massive design of earpieces, sound isolation is on the average level. Here is the lip for holding the tips and protective grill, but of course you can just take this tip and unscrew it and even look inside, but not much really visible inside. So let's screw this spout back. And here is interesting detail, probably it's that passive radiator located here, but I'm not sure, but I think so. So looks really good, fits into ears also pretty nice. And cable look like some Christmas tree decoration. It's silver, it's bright with golden and polished metal parts. So this is left earpiece and left connector, classical 2-pin connectors, a bit recessed sockets, but not too much. So they're fitting nicely. Here is an ear hook that holds cable really well, and despite of pretty thick insulation and cable, it's really soft. So they selected proper materials, cable is nice, soft and comfortable. You can see internal structure, also looks great. Splitter with chin slider, interesting combination of colors, and after the splitter it goes down twisted in the spiral to the pentagon connector in my, or is it, no, it's not pentagon, it's regular 3.5 millimeter. But as far as I remember, you can select one of the connectors you'd like to get. So in all exterior things, they are really great, but actually that's exactly what I've expected. And of course about the sound, I can say in advance that I really like these earphones because first of all I like dynamic drivers. I like dynamic drivers that are created with technicality in mind, but at the same time they still maintain that features of dynamic driver, like not being too dry, offering more coherent representation, offering better weight distribution. So that's this model perfectly fits my sweet spot. First of all, about tuning filters. So two of them are silver, and the difference is black and red rubber rings. So, and third one is more goldish because it's made of copper. And actually the black ring silver one made of steel, it's probably the most bright one with more accent and more energy in the treble. So for me it's nice tuning, but a lot of people don't like that forward treble, especially with something poorly recorded and sibilant, it will sound pretty harsh. Then red, let's call it red filter, meaning silver filter with red ring. It's a bit, probably it's less trebly for out of all three. Treble is still present, it's noticeably boosted, but less than other two, and it has noticeable treble extension without being over energetic. And gold one, as far as I understood, it's like new target curve for Simgot that they think that they will utilize further. and it's actually has noticeable boost in the upper mid area with some tracks. It sounds really great, like if you want female vocals, for example, forward, or if you want really aggressive representation, for example, for heavy metal. But with some other tracks it sounds a bit too much, so I've selected for myself red ones. But of course, if you'll decide to get this model, definitely do experiment with all three. It's highly likely that you'll enjoy one of them more. Traditionally, I gave about 48 hours of burn-in. There were no big changes in sound. Also, a lot of people recommend actually try cable swapping for them and try another tips, but I'm describing sound in the stock configuration, so to give you an impression what it will be out of the box. So first of all, this model is focused on technicality, on transients, on the micro detalization, but at the same time not going too further into that side to sound dry or overly analytical. And first thing that helps them maintain this balance is actually bass. Bass is fast, detailed, it's slightly accented, but not too much. So it's not a bass head model, but at the same time, thanks to this radiator, bass has pleasant palpability, it has good deep bass, but at the same time it's not dominating. It's not the model that try to overwhelm you with amount of deeper bass. It just gives you good amount that will be enough, especially for some realistic instruments like double bass, I don't know, low notes on the piano and so on. Really good amount of small nuances and details, great texturing, nice balance of speed and weight. For electronic music, it's more a matter of preferences. Of course, some people can prefer more dominating low frequencies, but for me, it's just a perfect amount. I'm getting necessary rumble, and I don't like that skull-crushing representation. But still, of course, it's a matter of taste. If we won't compare them with some expensive models, I'd say that bass is really close to perfection, especially for this price. Really great balance of realism and enjoyability. And let's talk about few examples. First one, it's Dire Straits Private Investigations. First part is just great, nice Dire Straits, and second part is different from the first part, because first of all it's all about like monotone bass notes, and on top of that bass, Knopfler does his magic with guitar. But actually this bass foundation is really important for this track, and these earphones delivered in a really enjoyable way with great amount of body and at the same time nice sense of realism. And second example, it's Ghost Dance Macabre. Ghost often likes like big punchy drums, and this track is not an exception. It's even close to some kind of dance music, or a bit like metalish dance music. So it starts with big drum kicks, beats, not sure, and it appears then in the chorus and so on, and all that beats or kicks represented really well by these earphones. And at the same time, the rest of the tune is also really good, nice, clean and crisp vocal and other stuff. So in terms of frequency response, mid frequencies are a bit recessed, but actually in practice, thanks to the good technical performance of these earphones, mids doesn't sound like being somewhere behind bass or treble, like sitting on the back seat or something like that. You're getting good amount of details, you're getting really crisp representation without almost any coloration, and because of that this model is pretty critical for the quality of record, because something poorly recorded will sound not great with these earphones. That's because of their monitoring. At the same time, with good records you'll get great amount of details, you'll get that sense of realism and all that stuff. so if everything is proper in the record, you'll get that. Nice realism for the instruments, great presence for the vocals and other stuff like that. Maybe if you're not used to like technical and natural mids, you can miss some coloration. But of course it's also a matter of taste. Also, their strong side is building a pretty big and spacious imaginary stage. It's airy with good separation in width and in depth, and actually I'd say that depth is done even slightly better than width with really good layering and layers transition. So good amount of immersion into the tune, and with good records you'll get this like holographic imaginary stage. So let's get some examples. Let's see what I have selected. So first one is Hoff Ensemble, Tufsa Danser probably. All their tracks have like almost all their tracks have non-English names, so it's really hard to pronounce them correctly. Anyway, what we're getting here, I said that many times before, but Hoff Ensemble is like absolutely superb records in terms of quality. It's like Nordic jazz music, really relaxed, almost acoustic, with that slow tempo, like that great music that is so enjoyable to listen somewhere in the snow wood, sitting in the warm cabin near the fire and so on. And quality of record is just another instrument here, and usually I use this as an example for some really technical and high-end earphones, but actually EA1000 performs really great for their price tier. Not to be compared with top tier, but in the middle segment it's like superb option for such music, at least to my taste. And second example, it's Leïla Martial, Forget and Be. I really like Leïla Martial Dance Floor, first album, where it was almost purely vocal jazz. But later she came towards more avant-garde and experimental music, and here we're getting some great vocal, but it's not the main part of this track, and still it requires good technical representation, which this earphones delivers nicely, especially with a good stage. And the treble, actually it's accented. You can select like normally accented or above normal accented. It's definitely not the model for those who need like calm treble, some relaxed one or something like that. And that's another reason why this model is really critical for the quality of record. So you'll need some good tracks to not sound too sharp. At the same time, it's really good extension, even slightly better than basic layering, which surprised me a lot. And that means great overtone saturation and nice representation of the room where everything is recorded, so pretty unexpected treble performance for this price tier. But you'll need to like treble for these earphones. So examples for the treble. First one is John Carpenter, Mystery. Actually, it was a bit surprising for me that John Carpenter is not only director of classical horrors, but also a pretty talented musician creating music for his own movies, and also there are few albums called Lost Themes where he just plays some music he created. It's always something with synthesizers, sometimes with really dark and gloomy mood, but of course it's like music created with horror movies in mind, but it's really catchy and really enjoyable. And this track relies on percussions pretty noticeably, with a lot of different bells and different other instruments going towards high frequencies area, and these earphones really plays it nicely and in pretty enjoyable way. And second track, it's Scorpions, the only album I like, it's Eye to Eye, absolutely unorthodox Scorpions album, and 10 Light Years Away is like a slow tune, also with noticeable accent on the treble, with guitars going pretty high in the treble area, and that actually also gives a really enjoyable performance with these earphones. I really like it. Speaking about pairing, they are not power hungry and they are not super noise picking, but they definitely require some technical source to represent all their technical capabilities, and it's if you select some dongle, it should be like not the cheapest ones, it should be something pretty technical, and they have enough of technicality to scale up with sources, even including some really good players like Hyper 6 Mark II that I used today to show you examples. And as for comparisons, actually what we've got, EA500 that I reviewed some time ago, here you're getting more technical representation, more tighter bass with better depth and better control and more layered and extended treble. I don't know, Moondrop Kato, probably the most recent model by Moondrop I reviewed. This one is more technical, more detailed, faster, and at the same time not sounding too dry. But actually they share a bit of similar ideas, but this model does it a bit better. And I don't know, my beloved FIO FD5, they also have like similar ideas, like let's get dynamic driver, let's make it technical, but FD5 is still more fun, with bigger bass, with more punch, with more present deeper bass, and here also you'll get a bit better treble, because in the FD5 it will be a bit less even. But still FD5 is great if you're looking for something a bit more fun. But let's summarize it. If you like natural, actually not natural, but technical representation, which at the same time doesn't sound too dry and too analytical, it's a really good offer. Thank you for listening, thank you for your attention, and of course have a great day.